Ready to go for the final here for round 7 at Pembrey. Good start from O'Donovan from pole position. Not bad from Godfrey and Heathcote down into T1. It's going to be POD that leads the way. Heathcote there in third. Gets a bit of a tap from Steve Hill. And Hill goes off onto the grass, having to take evasive action, losing about 3 or 4 places. So 2 trips onto the grass in the first corner in 2 finals for him as Heathcote here gets his elbows out on O'Donovan. And I wonder whether there's a few more problems here for Heathcote because he's off out well wide. And yep, broken left rear suspension there for the driver from Ashford. It's going to be an early end to his race after such a promising day here at Pembrey. It comes to an early conclusion on the outside of the circuit, and it does mean that now there is quite a significant gap for the top 3 here, with Patrick O'Donovan leading the way from Julian Godfrey, and then Patrick's father Ollie sitting in 3rd place. We ride on board very briefly there with POD. You can see there's some bodywork damage as well for Tristan Ovenden, who's managed to inherit 4th place in all of that first lap drama here. I don't think it'll be too much of a cause for concern there for Tristan, but nonetheless making him look a little bit scruffy out there on track. On board we ride once again here with Patrick then, 18 years old he is, took his 4th win of the season here yesterday at Pembrey and is doing once again a commanding job of leading the way in this race. Look at the gap he's already pulled out to Julian Godfrey and father Ollie O'Donovan there in 3rd place, asserting his authority and doing a brilliant job of just trying to increase his championship advantage. Here's Derek Tohill, meanwhile, up the inside of Mike Seller, who looks like he made a mistake into that right-hander. Seller goes wide, and Tohill, making his first appearance in a final here this weekend, moves up a position. Tohill was actually due to compete in the final here yesterday at Pembrey for round 6, but due to contact in the semi-final, it sadly put him out of contention for that. Good to see him here, and hopefully he can get a good haul of points, which will be pretty important for his championship challenge this year. Meanwhile, there is Ollie O'Donovan emerging from the Joker with Steve Hill splitting himself and Tristan Ovenden there. So Hill in the Evo 10 sits between the 2 drivers who have jokered then in this race. Quite a significant gap you can see to the top 2 as a result of that. So Godfrey and POD in 2nd and 1st respectively have not yet made their joker. So let's see how this is all going to play out for our 2 drivers. Well, there was Upton, we just saw briefly going through, a little bit wide there as well for Ollie, just running on to the slippery part of the gravel. That's where all the dust gets kicked up, it's a lot drier out there. You can see there as well, Steve Hill just beginning to put the pressure onto the back as well. 4 drivers running relatively close to one another, with Ovenden and then Derek Tohill, the reigning champion, not too far adrift here. So let's see whether this is going to be a battle that develops as the race continues. Meanwhile, what can we say about Patrick O'Donovan? Just simply brilliant, commanding driving here in this final. Once again extending that advantage last time around over Julian Godfrey. He goes into the Joker and emerges then behind Godfrey, but of course the 6-time champion now leading the race does owe that Joker. So once this is all played out, I imagine it will be the status quo of O'Donovan leading the way, unless Godfrey can pull out an advantage here on this lap. This is where Godfrey really needs to put the hammer down and hope that O'Donovan doesn't have such a good run on track at the moment, and hope that he can increase that advantage so that when Godfrey takes his joker, he can then try and get the overcut. Let's see if it works out. Into the joker we go. O'Donovan's going to be easily ahead here. Yeah, there you can see, look at that. 5, 6, 7, 8 car lengths as he comes out of the joker. Patrick O'Donovan once again leading the way here at Pembrey. And now it's just one more corner from home separating him from his 5th win in 2022. POD does it again here in Wales from Julian Godfrey in 2nd and Ollie O'Donovan in 3rd, Ovenden 4th. Tohill comes over the line in 5th, Steve Hill in 6th place, and Mike Seller will bookend the 7 drivers who took the checkered flag here for the final.